remotest village in India by harnessing satellites, information technology, and existing health facilities. So, coming on to my presentation on the legal status of medicine in India. The Telemedicine Act in India was passed way back in 2003 on the 9th April, and it clearly defines the telemedicine, the practice of medicine delivered across distances via telecommunication, including audio, visual, and data communication and interactive video technology performed by licensed or otherwise legally authorized individuals. Medical legal issues in doctor patient relationship. Patient trust healthcare professionals while seeking treatment and confide in them. The lack of face to face contact in some modes of telemedicine is seen as a barrier to adequate development of doctor patient relationship. It is essential to maintain trust of the patient to meet legal requirements. Healthcare providers are obliged to establish good doctor patient relationship. Informed consent in telemedicine. It is an important medical legal requirement while treating a patient. Failure to do so is a tort and crime in India. Consent should be obtained for any medical interaction, whether it is in person or at a distance, such as telemedicine and virtual consultation. Consent should be obtained for telemedicine interaction, transmission of data, treatment, monitoring, and consultation. Further, it is important to clarify whether the medical legal value of informed consent in telemedicine is the same or different with respect to traditional face to face interaction. There is enough evidence that in many specialties, virtual consultation, such as video conferencing, is clinically as good as in person consultation. Hence, informed consent can be taken traditionally and properly documented. This is also highlighted by the World Medical Association statement of the guiding principle for the use of telemedicine for the provision of healthcare. Evidence supporting telemedicine. Informed consent in telemedicine is mandatory in countries like Malaysia, France, UK, South Africa, and in California, United States of America. Malpractice and liability in telemedicine. Can physician be sued for medical practice, malpractice in telemedicine and virtual consultation? And can they be protected by medical indemnity insurance? Few important points to remember in this is duty of care. Once the doctor-patient relationship is established, it is the responsibility of the doctor to provide due care and treatment, which is expected from the professionals in the given circumstances. Role and responsibilities. The duty of care must be established in all telemedicine encounters to clarify responsibility for the patient, caregiver, as well as other involved healthcare providers. Healthcare professionals should clearly define their roles and responsibilities regarding the various aspects and extent of treatment. Privacy in telemedicine. The right to privacy has been an integral part of medical ethics since the time of Hippocrates and is supported by various codes, including the International Codes of Medical Ethics. It mandates that the health practitioner must maintain confidentiality regarding personal information of the patient even after his or her death. Every individual has the right to privacy, even in telemedicine. There is the potential for leakage of electronic records of a patient. The onus for the safeguarding this information has to be on the medical practitioner. Securing the transmission of information. Information must be transmitted in a secure way. Password security should be maintained to avoid unauthorized access to the information. However, privacy cannot be granted with the use of telemedicine. Product liability in telemedicine. It is the liability of the manufacturer for any harm caused to the patient by a defective product. Thus, it means the duty of care is owned by the manufacturer, which includes the manufacturer of the computer system compatible for telemedicine, manufacturer of compatible software, manufacturer or supplier of various accessories related to telemedicine network provider, health service provider who is using the technology, and the service company responsible for the maintenance of the whole telemedicine unit. Now, coming on to the rights of the patient in telemedicine. In traditional medical practice, certain rights of the patient have been recognized, such as the right to get treatment, choose a doctor freely, change doctor at any stage of treatment, right of compensation, right of confidentiality, right of dignity, right of grievance redressal, right of information, and right to refuse treatment. The same applies to the practice of telemedicine and virtual consultation. The patient has a right to receive one's medical record in the electronic format, to know standards and safety guidelines. She has the right to be informed regarding authorization or registration status of the service provider, and to know the various complaint process which he or she can use in case if he or she suffers any harm during the consultation. Certain reimbursement challenges in telemedicine. Currently in India, we do not have any provision for the reimbursement for the medical insurance in telemedicine practice. Whether telemedicine was required or not in the given situation is another condition which should be cleared for reimbursement. Liability in civil negligence. Civil suits could arise out of breach of contractual obligations between the telemedicine service provider and the patient user. The integral components to prove negligence are established by duty and dereliction of duty, which are directly related to the damage caused. So, certain sections of Indian Penal Code, the liability in criminal negligence, this criminal prosecution takes place before the criminal courts for grounds such as the commission of offences under any criminal statute, most notably the Indian Penal Code, way back 1860, where the negligence is gross in nature and proven beyond reasonable doubt. The common charges faced by the doctors and other providers of such services are causing death by negligence, which shall be booked under Section 304A of IPC, endangering life or personal safety of other under Section 336 of IPC, causing hurt by an act endangering life or personal safety of others, Section 337 of IPC, and causing grievous hurt by an act endangering the life or personal safety of others under Section 338 of IPC. Punishment includes imprisonment as well as fine under the relevant sections of IPC. Vicarious liability in telemedicine. In the provision of e-health services such as telemedicine, where there is employer-employee relationship, the employer could be proceeded against due to the principle of vicarious liability, if deemed liable for act and omission of the employee arising in course of his or her employment. Liability under the Consumer Protection Act 1986, which was repealed in 2020 again. The, in India, the Consumer Protection Act allows the consumers to claim compensation from service providers in case there is deficiency in the service provided. Consumer can file claims for defective products and unfair trade practice. Consumer forums have been set up at the district, state, and national level to hear such matters. We do have a disciplinary control by the National Medical Commission. A patient is entitled to raise a complaint with the relevant state medical council against a doctor for professional misconduct. If complaint against the doctor has not been decided by the state medical council within 6 months from the date of receipt of the complaint, the medical council, that is National Medical Council, on its own or on the request of the patient, can ask the state medical council to decide on the complaint or to refer the same to the ethical committee of the National Medical Commission. There are certain challenges and the future of telemedicine. There is much hope for the future of telemedicine in India. With the rapid advancement in technology, telemedicine will become easier and more widely accepted in coming years. For successful integration of telemedicine with the existing health structure, we need to develop policies and guidelines. The future direction and challenges could be institution of regulatory authority in telemedicine, standardized format of information to patient and consent form with the opinion to opt in and out of telemedicine, mandatory telemedicine courses for all medical students, specifically postgraduate students, and refresher courses for medical practitioner and technical staff. Responsibility for privacy, confidentiality, and security of patient information and treatment. We need to frame certain guidelines and standards. There should be a clear guidelines for teleconsulting insurance, clear guidelines on issue of telemedicine across national borders, standardization of equipment and teleservices with periodic check and submission to a regulatory authority, equipment liability, maintenance, and safety, telemedicine laws for information storage and access. Dedicated staff to manage telemedicine services will be required. Coming on to the medical legal issues and connectivity, there is an urgent need to clarify medical legal issues pertaining to the use of telemedicine through legislation so that the doctors can use this service without reservations. There is also a need for an open platform for connectivity to use telemedicine, which means that the telemedicine facility should be available easily in a secure manner to maintain confidentiality and privacy in doctor-patient relationship. The use of smartphone-based application should be developed to avail healthcare services so that the patient can contact doctor without the need to go for consultation physically. There are certain costs of telemedicine. In most situations, telemedicine is beneficial. It gives access to the healthcare services in remote areas and to those with mobility issues such as elderly. Therefore, it has the power to overcome geographical barriers to provide healthcare services. It may provide an opportunity to reduce healthcare spending and save time for the patient and caregiver. With the advent of telemedicine, a medical practitioner or hospital can consult with different specialists irrespective of their location. Telemedicine helps the patient to engage with their healthcare providers more frequently in a convenient way, which may result in better doctor-patient relationship. The follow-up of patient is likely to be better, which may improve outcomes. Overall, To conclude, the telemedicine has the potential to provide better healthcare services to the masses. But equally, there are certain cons of telemedicine. Telemedicine has some downsides because of its virtual nature. It requires infrastructure and technical training. It may reduce direct interaction of patient with doctors because online interactions are impersonal, and to make complete diagnosis, physical examination needs to be done. There is lack of standardized format to the interaction and the absence of consent form for either opting for or refusing the services. Telemedicine is still not included in the medical curriculum in India. Beside ambiguity regarding responsibility in case of negligence, there are certain concerns about privacy, confidentiality, security of patient information, and treatment. There is no clarity with respect to medical legal issues arising out of telemedicine. Currently, in India, no health insurance policy factors in telemedicines. This was my That's all from my side on the medical legal and ethical challenges in Indian perspective. Yeah, any questions?
Yes, thank you very much, Dr. Nashat. It's really important to know the pros and cons for telemedicine in different parts of the world. India is one of the pioneer um, in telemedicine and other specialties. Let me check if there is from the participants. Okay, Tele, I have some questions. I would like really appreciate from your perspective. I think the insurance company's coverage for the malpractice that may happen during telemedicine or telesurgery would be a major issue even here in Saudi Arabia. I think the insurance is not
Yes.
yet covering such aspects. So, what is your advice? How to overcome this challenge?